What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today I'm going to be doing a Patreon request for Red Blaze 27 Phantasy Star Online 2 Unfathomable Darkness. Now, before I get started on this, I believe, I could be wrong, but this is my longest video to date. This is going to be a 25-minute song. So grab your snacks, do what you gotta do. We're going to go through this together. Apparently this is a kind of a song with multiple movements, starting with the song Abyss, Ooze, Idola, The Strange Fruits, and then The Whole New World. So I have heard a little bit of Phantasy Star Online via this requester, so let's hang out, let's get comfortable, and let's enjoy Unfathomable Darkness. I'm kind of nervous. It's a big one. Let's go. Pretty big build-up. String section and piano. I wonder if it'll be obvious when it changes. I got a little bit left. So this is Abyss. Very ominous, very scary sounding almost. Unsettling is the word. Phase 2. Ooze, it's called. I wonder if it's gonna stay in this tempo the whole time. I thought right there it was gonna like bump up a little bit. We've had this kind of just pretty slow tempo so far. Okay. I can't really imagine when this song would play. 24-minute or 25-minute runtime is pretty heavy. The backgrounds are really cool. Loving this energy right now. We have a long way to go. So I'm not really talking too much, I just kind of want to soak it all in. I love those electronic elements. This is way epic. Feels like we've really like ascended at this point. We're still in phase 2. I'll let you guys know when we move on. Kind of looks like a dream catcher. The image. So the second phase is pretty much an extension of the first one, but more intense. Same chords. We are approaching phase 3. Have we started 3? Nope. Where are we going? Ooh, I was gonna say slower too. Okay. Okay. But will it stay slow? This song is crazy. As I was saying. Oh. We've entered a metal rhythm now. Oh, damn. Is this like the longest boss battle in history? Assuming it's a boss. This sounds more hopeful and we're getting there type of thing. Heard an electric guitar power chord there. I wonder if it's gonna come back. There's a lot of big droney sounds, big chords, guitar chords, but they're all ring out. Everything rings out for a very long time. There's no real quick melodies or anything like that. Everything feels like it lingers longer. The symbols. That's cool. Oh, by the way, this is called Idola, the Strange Fruits, this phase. I'm just gonna be honest right now before the video is over. Context is everything here, especially in a song this long. I'm just more kind of just enjoying the ride right now. But this could be anywhere. Well, that bass sounds really good though. This is such a wild song. Think we get another loop of this? It's hard to tell what's a loop or not because it's all kind of just one giant key. I'm a big fan when songs drop out and then come back. That's so much punch. We are approaching the last phase and the most replayed according to Google or to YouTube. There it is. Is it gonna get faster? This is the whole new world. Code sign-in. Ooh. I wonder if this was filmed in one live take. Can you imagine? We're almost to the end. Dun, dun. I think it's just gonna fade out with the loop. There's no real ending. Yeah, fading out. We made it. 25 minutes. Okay, I got a lot to say. Let's start from the beginning, from what I do remember. I wrote them in order. So the first one being called Abyss, kind of like the intro, I guess. I'm not sure if these are 4 individual songs on their own, blended together, or if there are indeed one song with movements that have different names, which I guess. So the first one, there wasn't much to say. I just kind of figured it was going to be something as it was, just kind of this orchestral buildup, and it was just prepping you for what was to come. It was kind of laying down the groundwork of the sounds you're going to hear, and the melodies, and I think even I believe there was like a motif that went throughout the whole thing, and I think it was introduced in the intro, but I can't be exactly sure because a lot of it sounded very blended together. But it did sound kind of more of like a unsettling intro. It sounded kind of scary a little bit, and a little more of like a like, oh, what's gonna happen? But it did sound like an adventure is like ahead. And then when the second one kicks in, it was about Ooze. It was called Ooze. This one was interesting because this was probably the most engaged I was with the song. It picked up quite a bit. It became more of it became more emotional to me with the heavier percussion, or faster percussion, where I felt this is getting more intense, and I would expect something like this to be like maybe later, but not the second one. So to me, I kept hearing like the sound of like spiraling and kind of just like chaotic mess and loss, you know, something negative along the lines of like losing and just kind of losing control, something like that. The third one we had Idola, The Strange Fruits, and this one got a little interesting because it felt very similar to the second phase, except the drums were, I feel, maybe they were probably the same speed, but they had a different rhythm to it, so it was more like groove oriented, but it was still like a metal drum beat. And then this one, the only feeling I really got was like a kind of hopefulness and a little bit of you know, ambition. It's going to be okay type of thing. And that's pretty much all I got for that. And then the fourth and final one, which is The Whole New World. This one was, well, I guess it was the conclusion, right? And the wrap up of it all. But to me, it really sounded like the third one a lot, and I had to search for like when the fourth one started. But as a whole, here's my my honest thoughts. Now I'm going to compare this to one song that I've heard on this channel, which I feel would probably be like the closest comparison. And it almost feels like unfair to compare it to this, but I have to, I guess. That'd be Dancing Mad by Nobuo Matsu in Final Fantasy VI. That one, well, that one's written like a classical piece, right? It has 4 movements as well, but they all have their own individual characteristics. They all feel like very different phases, and you can hear what they all sound like. And also I think it's like a 16-17 minute song, and with that one it kind of just goes by like that. This felt like a 25-minute song. It felt like it just kept dragging and dragging along. Now everything I'm about to say is subjective and just my opinion, so don't, you know, think I'm bashing on it. I just can't fall in love with everything, you know. But to be totally brutally honest, like this one right here, the Unfathomable Darkness, it just felt like it just kept going and going and going of the same thing. Phase 1 sounded like 2, 2 sounded like 3, and 3 sounded like 4, 4 sounded like 1, and vice versa. It just sounded like they just kept introducing like a tiny little bit of new percussions and little rhythmic ideas, but nothing really stood out. So I'm really trying to think of like when this would play, because there is a good point to this. I'll just hold on 1 second, because if it's not a boss fight or something towards the end, then what else would take this long? That's why I'm asking, is it actually like 4 songs bundled together, or if it's just one giant song? Because together it's called Unfathomable Darkness. So but yeah, so whereas like Dancing Mad would feel like a really quick 16-17 minutes, this one felt like a long 25 minutes. There was times where I was kind of like, despite the length, you know, I could listen to a song for a very long time and still be engaged. This one I felt like I was kind of drifting in and out. Now, what's cool about this though is, as a song, personally, I would skip it. You know, it's not something I'm going to hear again. But this is more, see, VGM is very interesting, and I'm learning that more and more every day, obviously, because I do this for a living. But VGM, as good as it may be and as fantastic as it is written, let us not fool ourselves. This was very impressive. Like, you know, none of us can write that. I can't write that. This was a huge, ambitious project, and we cannot, you know, disregard all the hard work that went into it. It is talent through and through. That's a no-brainer. But sometimes video game music is definitely an experience that you just have to have been there. This was just that. This is probably tied to a really cool moment, something so maybe unforgettable even. But you just kind of had to be there. Maybe there's people that can enjoy music like this on its own, but that's only the people that know the context here and can relive that memory that it brings you back to. I'm saying for the people that hear it for the first time as just music standalone like I just did, you might get lost, you know? And even me as a musician who was like trying to find things, I couldn't really find much. It really just felt like a long melody over and over with just tiny little differences. It was kind of bizarre because I think I had my hopes a little too high. I kind of thought that I was going to be hearing just this crazy monstrous variety pack of stuff, but it just felt like one giant song. And honestly, it was kind of hard to stay engaged. I had it and I was listening to it, but for example, again, you know, you could agree with me or not, but I would listen to this kind of stuff as like study music, kind of background stuff that is just kind of there, but not something I would just play and listen to. As much as I love this style of genre and everything, it just, I don't know, I guess it just didn't really do anything for me. They can't all do something for me, you know what I mean? So, is it bad? No. Is it my style? No. That's kind of all it comes down to. It's just a little long, and you know, if I had to decipher it a little bit more, I would say the second phase of Ooze would probably be like the one thing I would take away, which may sound preposterous to fans of this song. Like, how can you take one and not have the rest? 2 was the only one that kind of like stood out a little bit and was like, oh, okay, cool. Or maybe 1 to 2 going like that and keep those two together. But for, you know, the ending, when I think of the ending, I'm thinking this is the climax here, and I didn't get that. It didn't feel like I was approaching, you know, Mount Everest and it's over and like, yeah, I just felt like, oh, okay, well, it's fading out and that's that. So it's a really interesting way to describe something that I just don't fancy, because even at its, when I don't fancy something, I still find stuff I like, and I'm still trying, and that's not me trying to like save face. It's just, I see appreciation in everything. It is music, it is impressive. This is crazy, this probably took months to write. Who knows? I'm just saying, as a first time listen with just an image and no footage, and has never played Phantasy Star Online, which I'm sure is a great game, by the way, and the other songs I've heard are fantastic. This was more like, I don't know. So I feel like I would have to be a Phantasy Star Online 2 fan to enjoy this to its fullest. Otherwise, I just kind of got lost. So, but see, the good thing about opinions is that the requester still likes the song. So, you know, it doesn't affect them what I think. I'm just telling you guys, since you guys watch me and you're watching this for my opinion at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys aren't watching just hoping that I just like everything and give everything like a thumbs up, because that's not going to happen. Eventually stuff is not going to, you know, sit with me. You can tell when, you know, my face lights up or I get all excited. This is what I just felt like. I don't know. It just felt like it was just dragging along. That's all. So, musicality, fantastic. Production, fantastic. But as a song, no context. So it just felt like a big drag. It's to me more of an experience than it is a song, and I'm sure the experience is way more thrilling than I'm making it sound. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Those are my honest thoughts, and yeah, I don't lie. So I had to just put that out there. Cool song, but not for me. Whew. Ironic, it would be my longest song on the channel as well. I'm approaching a 40-minute video. Yeah, really cool though. Just not for me. Broken record. So now that 2 of you are left watching that I haven't angered, if you want to make a request too, you could do the same thing. Red Blaze 20. Damn, I'm even messing up their name too. Oh, this is not good. You could do what Red Blaze 27 did and request a song on Patreon or PayPal. By the way, everything else they've requested prior to this has been freaking amazing. You know, Daytona, all that. So you're good, Red Blaze. Don't hate me. If you want to make a request, you could do this on Patreon or PayPal. Either are okay. They are just guaranteed ways that I will check out your song. If you do not want to wait, there is the Platinum tier on Patreon, which expedites your request to the very top, thus eliminating the wait. A big shout out to Aiden, Justin, Kevin, Moon Knight, Rogue Monk, Solid Bullet 066, Your Average Metalhead, Lord Daddy, and Sakai Newell Ride for supporting that tier. Thanks to everyone that you see on the left side of your screen. I cannot do this without them. Thanks to the PayPal supporters, and thank you for you for watching. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Thanks to the Phantasy Star Online community. I hope you don't Hate me. I still love the other song that I've done. I've done others on this channel. Until next time, dudes and dudettes, my name is Jesse. Have a fantastic evening.